Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to the all respected dignitaries, distinguished speakers, honorable participants, and the loving audience and beautiful people present here from all around the globe. I, Ms. Nada Ratkovic, welcome you all to the International Conference on World Human Rights Day 2022 on the topic Dignity, Freedom, and Justice for All by International Internship University, IAU Research Center, and International Human Rights Movement Philippines, the event for all the people around the globe. The International Conference on World Human Rights Day 2022 on the occasion of 75th anniversary of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. And let's stand up for human rights all together today. We need to consider how human rights apply to our own lives and equip us to be change makers in our communities. So human rights include the right to life, liberty, freedom from slavery and torture, freedom of opinion and expression, the right to work and education, and many more. So today, educate, promote attitude changes, empower and mobilize. Human rights is an empowering framework for understanding and addressing justice issues at local, domestic, and international levels. It is exploring important human rights themes, the equality, universality, interdependence of human rights, the idea of international crimes, strategies of human rights changes, justice, reconciliation in the F and human rights violations. So I'm pleased and honored first to present our organizers. International Internship University is a leading virtual education system, global brand confederation, which is the most valuable and trusted worldwide and well-reputed in delivering innovative programs. Globally, it is a trusted name for quality training programs and is committed to provide better and virtual education to all the young learners of the globe. In the short span of time, IAU has spread its wings in 195 countries and 6 continents under the strong leadership of its visionary founder, Mr. Piyush Pandit Sir, a committed and inspiring social activist and passionate educationist from the last 2 decades, providing education to students from various social and cultural backgrounds. The sky is the limit for his dedication and hard work. About the International Human Rights Movement. International Human Rights Movement is working to strengthen and support all nations' capacity to engage the sustainable development through educational access, relief programs, ecological, bioethical reflections, actions, while taking it to the consideration to traditional, social, cultural values of each nation. The main objectives of the international human rights are the service and humanity without caste, color, and creed, the struggle against the violation of human rights, bloodshed, and terrorism. And it is providing the service to noble cause of maintaining peace and disputes between the nations, groups, individuals, and organizations. The leader of the IHRM Philippines is Dr. Frolian D. Mobile. About IAU Research Center. Research Center by International Internship University is a unique hub establishment, and it is a high caliber global educators team dedicated to it. It is a careful consideration of study regarding a particular concern to problems using different scientific methods. Me, Professor Nada Ratkovic, as a president of IAU Research Center, thinks if you have ever thought about how would be the world without education, research, science, innovation, technology, or any development of anything, then the IIU Research Center is the right place for you. But today, we are standing here, standing up for the human rights. What it means, what it means for us. So, I am honored to call our first amazing guest, a beautiful lady coming from United Kingdom. Ambassador H.E. Queen, Dr. Elizabeth Lucas Afalolu. She is the award-winning author, entrepreneur. She has a bachelor in the business and management. She's a global advisor, youth, women, and relationship and mindset matter. She's recognized all around the globe for her contributions to humanity, to community, and she is awarded, I don't know how many awards this amazing woman gets. She has the certificates, the recognitions by many. She's featured on the national press such as Financial Herald, Fox News, ABC News, NBC News, Small Business Translator magazines, Victoria's Life magazine, Powerhouse, and etc. She is a owner of Yes You Can International, inspiring, empowering, and mentoring youth, women, families, individually, locally, international. And she is a happy married mother of two children. Our amazing Dr. Queen. She is always in my heart. There is a no event that I will start or I will talk that I will no mention her because she is an inspiration, she is a motivation, and she really needs today to be here because this event will have no value without her. Welcome, our great Dr. Elizabeth. And yes, we can.
Yes, we can. And yes, you can. Thank you so much. May I first of all acknowledge Professor M.S. Havas. Good morning, good afternoon, sir. Ambassador
Good
Victoria.
afternoon, madam.
Good afternoon, Victoria Valenzuela. Good morning, good afternoon, and all our great speaker here today. I have only 5 minutes, so I can't really call all the names. I can see my mentor, Professor Charles, on the platform. You're welcome, sir. And also, I think Professor Mobo is here as well. So I want to say good morning to all our great speaker. You're welcome. But let me not waste your time because time is precious to every one of us, especially when you're on the platform with Professor Nada. You have to behave yourself. So I'm behaving myself this morning. International Internship University Research Center, I acknowledge all the great works you are doing, and thank you so much for giving me the honor to be here sharing the same platform with all our great leaders. I want to appreciate the founder, Sir Percy Pandit, the founder and CEO of IIU, Professor Nada Roskafi, the research director, together to the organizer of this great event, and Dr. Foran D. Mobile. I also want to acknowledge our great distinguished keynote speakers, and the participants, the educators, the professors, the personalities, and influencers. Let me also say happy 75th anniversary of the UDHR. The theme of this conference is dignity, freedom, and justice for all. And I'm speaking on mindset for human rights that will cover both dignity, freedom, and justice for all. But before I go further, what is humanity? And what is human rights? It's just the basic right that belongs to all of us because we are all human, created by God, such as And so the basic rights that belongs to all of us is such as equality, education, dignity, fairness, respect, freedom, justice for all, as we have mentioned earlier on. So why are we speaking about it today, being the 75th anniversary of the UDHR? Because it's important, because we are human beings, because there's still a lot to be done, because the SDG 2030, we have to meet up, we have to achieve it together. That's why we are here, because the more we keep talking about it, the more we demonstrate and take action and practice what we preach. So that is because it is an issue that is currently affecting us, affecting people, and that is not yet resolved. And that is why we are here today. And we need to keep talking about it until we see results. And of course, yes, we can, because I'm on this same platform with great leaders. So we can do it together. We just need to sit down on the table and also see solutions, ideas, opinions of how we can go about it. We have to find solutions. Imagine 75 years of spreading this same message of human rights. How do we solve it? And we are still speaking today, but I believe we can meet the goal. We all have the right. We all have the right with regard of our colors, race, gender, nationality, ethnicity, language, religion, tradition, and culture. It also includes right to life, liberty, freedom from slavery, torture, abuse, and trafficking, freedom from speech, opinions, freedom of expression. We all need to have the right, both children, the youth, the women, and the men. We all have the right to express ourselves, because that is the only way you can know what is within us. If until we speak out and take action and show expression, nobody will know what is really in your mind, I suppose. So it is very important that we keep looking ways we can accommodate ourselves all over the world. How can we then solve this issue and exercise our rights? Mindset is needed. Mindset is to change. Mindset is our belief system. Our beliefs dictate how we operate, perform, behave. Because how we perceive ourselves and others matters. How we treat ourselves and others matters. How we also manage the resources available. How do we manage it? Do we mismanage it? Do we do it? Do we use it as the right people with the right people at the right time? It matters, especially our government. The truth in every individual needs to contribute to solving the problem, to solving this issue. That is the truth. And yes, we can, because I believe we are improving every day. We need to make a decision that change must start from me, not from anybody else, until we decide that the change have to start from individual. And we will not do anything because we are looking at some other people somewhere to make that change. But former president of USA, Barack Obama, said, no, it is we, you, and yes, we can. Dignity and respect is also needed. How do we perceive ourselves and others? We determine the treatment you give others. We need to bring awareness still, such as recovering our in identity, knowing who we are, understanding others, understanding how they behave the way they behave. Because you know what? Conditions makes us all behave the way we behave. But guess what? We can change it around. We can respect ourselves and also respect others. If you see yourself as champion, you will see others as champion. If you see positivities in you, you will see it also in others. And that is where we can respect and have dignity with other people. We need to treat others the way we want others to treat us. It's about give and take. We need to look at the strengths and the greatness in others. And that is where others also will look in us. What you see in people will determine how you treat them. So it is very important that we work on ourselves. And that makes me to want to say self-care, self-love, self-activation, self-dignity, self-love. They are very important because the way you treat yourself, the way you love who you are as human being is the way you will love others. So it is very important to make this change. It all depends on determination. You have to determine. It's about individual. Like I was said to people, people look up to some certain people like government to make the change. But have you forgotten that people, government are the people for the people of the people? Who are the people? We are the people. We are the one forming the government. We are the one taking the decision. So we need to come together and share this and know that we are not just an image, we are the image of God. We are not just ordinary, we are supernatural, specially made and created by God. So when we respect that, then we will look at others and see greatness in them. Then we will appreciate what others are doing. Then we will appreciate the traditions or we appreciate the traditions of others. Then we appreciate that, you know what, this body, we all have the same body and only God of the universe made this body. And in this body is packaged with greatness, with gifts, with talents. God knows what he's doing when he brought everybody together to be in the same platform, to be in this world, so that we can all tolerate one another, endure one another, have patience with one another, and understand others. That is the only way to move forward. That is the only way we can respect one another. So I just want to say, we need to stand out from the crowd, individual, and make the change. Because without us making that decision, no one will make it for us. And no one will make that change. Guess what? Yes, you can make that change. Yes, we can make this human rights better. The only way to do it is for us to determine individual and make a decision that I will do better than what I'm doing. I will make myself great and I will make others great. I will add value to people instead of abusing them. All the people that are penetrating and doing one kind of thing, they are all human beings like us. They just need to change their mindset and make a decision. But are we ready? Are we ready is a good question, because we don't want to come here, talk about it. We want to take action so that the next year when we are celebrating 75 or 76 anniversary, individual can testify, yes, I contributed to the solution of human being. So we need to respect one another. Lay good example as a leader. Be an inspiration of change and respect one another. Embrace our imperfection because no one is perfect. We are all growing together. We are all working in this journey together. And we need to tolerate that. We need to embrace that. We need to appreciate our imperfection and dignity of others and promote peace. Yes, we need to promote peace. And the only way to promote peace is to understand our rights, to understand our differences, to understand human being behavior, to understand even the situation. And we need to promote unity. Together we stand. Together we make a difference. Together we make a change in this world. If me and you determine, others will determine. Let me tell you something again. We cannot change anyone. I cannot change professor. I cannot change anybody, but I can change myself. That is the power that God has given to me. But if I change myself, everything around me will change. That's why I'm focusing on individual. If I change, if I make quality decision and determined to make a change, to make a difference, others also will do that. And we can promote love. Love is the greatest. If you love someone, you treat them well. If you love yourself, you have the power to love others. So I want to see this time to say thank you so much again to Sir Peshu Pandit and Professor Nagda and Dr. Mobile for trusting me to come and share with all of my great, great leaders on this platform. I'm Dr. Elizabeth Lucas, the founder and director of Yes You Can International United Kingdom, author of Greatness, award-winning author of a book called Yes You Can. Hello, Brother Raja. God bless you. Raja, I finished my speech now.
A big, 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 big clap for our amazing Dr. Queen, our inspiration. Thank you, God, for giving her to us, to listen her, to follow her, to think like her, because yes, we can, and yes, you can. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, we are going to call my co-organizer, Dr. Frolia Mobo. Dr. Frolia Mobo, are you audible?
Yes, I'm audible.
We don't see you, but Dr. Mobo, Dr. Frolian D. Mobo is assistant director. He's a country director of International Human Rights Movement. Dr. Mobo is a very, very well-known researcher. This year he got his second doctorate. So many appointments, so many rights. So Dr. Mobo, from the side of the International Human Rights Movement, please give us your speech. Dr. Mobo. I think that we lost our Dr. Mobo. Dr. Mobo. Okay, we are moving forward. I have here also on this platform, not now, but always so many great personalities. They are especially because I like only people who are human people who is working for the social, not only education. Education is, we are all educators, but we need to do all things for the humanity. And our next guest speaker is very well known. He is my great friend. I love him so much, Dr. Raja Rao Pajidipali. He's a chairman of Vishwa Humanity United International Royal Council. The name, the title of his organization is saying what our great Dr. Raja sir is doing. Welcome, Kha. The stage is yours.
Thank you, Excellency. Thank you so much. Really, I am honored. As usual, I say the best in this program is my introduction because I feel very happy. Whenever my introduction is given by you, I feel honored. Thank you, Nada, and thank you, Queen. Thank you, Professor Parvez. Thank you, Carolyn, ma'am. Thank you, Inga, ma'am. All my dear friends, Charles Eboria, sir. All excellencies are there. I greet you all. Thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity and thank you so much for this beautiful program. Today topic is a very important topic, a prominent topic which should be discussed. And a special day, a special topic, special program organized by International Internship University. I congratulate for organizing this beautiful program. Let's talk about human rights because this is very burning issue in the present scenario because we think that we are not affected by this, but if we go into deep, directly or indirectly, each and every one of us affected by this one. So let's see how it is. Human rights are standards that recognize the protect the dignity of all human beings. So if you see the dignity, when we talk about the dignity, every person, irrespective of his profile in the society, rich or poor, whatever it may be, but each person is bestowed with and blessed with his own dignity. So it has to be respected. If it is violated, it comes under the threat of human rights. So there is a saying, if we keep two things before in front of people, one is the food and second one is the dignity. People go for dignity because there is a saying, man not alone live by bread. We know that. So it's not the food, it's not just the food. It's not just the food. You know, if you see, if you have food, but if you don't have dignity, you won't live, you won't survive. You will survive when you have a reason to survive. You live when you have a reason to live. You can go on your way for this sustainability when you have the dignity. You know, there are hundreds of people, or thousands of people, even lakhs of people who are becoming anti-social elements or who are becoming a terrorist or whatever they may be. They are doing harmful things to our society. You know, that is because all things are happening just because of their dignity. Because in their perception, they think that no one is wanting them. They think that they won't be respected by this society. They think that they are isolated from this society. They think that they are marginalized from this society. So they are becoming antisocial elements and they are aiming at society to corrupt it, pollute it, damage it, or even going extent to kill it. So this survival is very much important. This sustainability is very much important. So the survival or sustainability comes when we focus on the dignity of each individual. So if individual's dignity is disturbed, it is going to harm our society because we are making anti-social elements. So this is our responsibility to protect the dignity of each individual. Let me start with examples. For example, if you see the technology, in the present scenario, we have huge impact of technology. This technology is killing our privacy, you believe it or not. There are so many benefits, so many advantages we are getting from this internet technology. But you know, The same way, do we have the technology to protect our privacy? I happen to listen to so many announcements that they ask us all our privacy, they ask us all our details in some government sectors, but after some days or some months, they say that we are not even concerned with your privacy. Whatever the details you are given to us, we may not going to protect. But see, here even the people who provide SIM cards for mobile phones, they are taking all our thumbs. They are taking all our, what we call Irish. So they are taking all the data from us, but they are not protecting our data. They are saying that we are not responsible. We are no way responsible with your privacy. So we have technology, but see how far we are the best at protecting our privacy through this technology. We have to think it, because there are many women who are committing suicide because their videos, their photographs, their personal details were transferred or leaked on the internet. If you see, there are many internet sites, there are many websites which are killing many women, their dignity. It's a violation. Because what is the happening between a wife and husband, or two lovers, or the two partners, that is released on the society, that is released on internet, which can be viewed by millions of people all around the world. It is killing the dignity of people. It's a human rights violation, but we do not recognize it as a violation. But absolutely, there are so many organizations, including governments, they are taking all our personal data. They are asking so many n number of questions from birth to death, but they are not giving us the confirmation that we can protect your privacy. In the recent days, we can see that WhatsApp is leaking the data. Even when the Zoom is introduced, Zoom is not safe. You know, you believe it or not, now the world is in the hands of this Facebook. This Zuckerberg can do anything. He has that much information. He can do anything. So nowadays, some few private organizations going to rule or ruin the nations. So this is going to happen. You may think that if not today, but if not today, in future it is going to be a great threat. So the sustainability is important, the dignity is important, the dignity of each and every individual is important. I am going to throw some light on the areas that we should concern in upcoming days. The first one is human trafficking. You know, when we talk about the human trafficking, the first victims are girls, women who are young. Just you Google it, human trafficking. You can see the images of women. You can see the images of young girls who were trafficked, who were abducted. So this is what happening at present. It has to be taken seriously, because these women, these children, these girls, they have every right to live their full life with dignity. But see, whoever the social elements that we mentioned earlier in this speech, they are doing all these things. So the people who lost their dignity, now they are on hunt to do these things. So it is our responsibility to focus on this thing, human trafficking, which is going to be already it is a burning issue, but it is going to be a very, very big issue globally. So it has to be taken care of. Then a refugee crisis, it is always there. Now, a refugee crisis is going to be linked with nationalism. It is extreme nationalism. An extreme nationalism. Nowadays, it has become a fashion, both, to talk about nationalism. Of course, nationalism is a good thing. to proud of our nations. That's always there. But if it goes to next levels, extreme levels, we are not in a position to tolerate the person who is living with us. We are trying to do the things. We are trying to kill the dignity of our neighbors and the neighbor of nationalism. If you just go and click on Twitter, if one post happened to appear, then if you see the comments, you can see the abusing words. You can see the psychologically killing words. So how can we? So this is going to be, in the name of nationalism, we do not have any right to kill the dignity of people. If you are killing the dignity of a person, which means you are violating the human rights. We have to be very careful, especially in the case of refugees, because refugees are people who are in the middle of two borders. It is our responsibility as a citizen. It is a responsibility as a human being to protect our fellows. Because nowadays we are saying that the world is a family. When we are saying that the world is a family, he is your brother, she is your sister. With that note, you have to move forward to protect their dignity. On the name of nationalism, or on the name of extreme nationalism, you do not have any right to kill their dignity. As a brother, as a sister, protect their dignity. So that should be our motto towards our fellow human beings. Then worker rights. We know the situation when this pandemic happened, the migrant workers crisis. It almost happened 3 months. Very pathetic situation. Which says that if something goes wrong, one person recently tweeted on Twitter saying that, who said there is poverty in India? See, all the airports are filled with people. All are traveling through aeroplanes. So all rich people in India. So especially when these migrant crisis was taking place in India, in TV channels, there was a program called Sarigama Padnis, or some singing song competition. Some song competition is happening among celebrities and media anchors. Literally, millions of people are walking. There was a great exodus on the roads, great crisis. Millions of people are suffering, but these people were singing songs in the media outlets. So we are showing one side of the coin. We don't know the workers' rights. We don't know the workers' crisis. We do not even bother about them because we think that we are safe. Sometimes when I speak about the crisis of women or girl child, some people say, no, all women are educated. All women are empowered. Don't talk about a women crisis. Don't talk about women empowerment. No. We are all, because they think that I got a job. My daughter got a job. She got married with a good person. So they think that their family is safe, so that everyone is safe. We should not think, we should not have narrow-minded nature. We have to think of broad. We have to think in a broad way, which can be applicable to each and everyone. So workers' rights, it has to be seriously considered, because if something goes wrong like this pandemic, then we don't know what happens next. So workers' rights should be protected, because they won't be respected, or they won't be paid enough to their hard work. That is what is happening. And the gender equality, it is always a crisis. It is a global crisis. It is always there. Of course, all are women leaders, all are standing in front of everywhere. But when it comes to the things, we can see all are equal, but men are more equal. All are equal, but men are more equal. This is what the attitude of our society. This has to be changed. So that has to be done. Then LGBTQ rights. Once it is a different problem, but the definition and the nature is changing LGBTQ. So the society has been transforming, and as per that, we have to change, we have to transform, and we have to accept that paradigm shift. We have to accept that paradigm shift because just if you go to 1980s, in the present scenario, if you go to 1980s and see that generation, we can't imagine. And if we go and see the 1990s generation, we can't imagine. So because every generation, we can see the next generation is always better. The next generation is always better, and we are adopting that. Whatever the better generation that is coming, we are adopting. In the same way, LGBTQ, it is also changing. The scenario is changing. It's expanding, and the definition is changing. So we have to accept that paradigm shift, and we have to adopt those people with suitable rights. We don't have any right to kill their dignity on the name of LGBTQ issues. We have to protect them as a human being. It's our nature. There are so many people who think of just what we call seeing a pet dog or a pet cat. They show a lot of love, unlimited love towards the cat and dog. When you are able to show that much love for a cat and dog, why can't you show at least a minimum courtesy towards your fellow human being? We have to break those boundaries. So then this is a serious issue in India, especially attack on journalism. In the present scenario, I'm going to conclude this one with this remark. I'm going to conclude journalism. In the present scenario, what is happening in India? Actually, I will go through Twitter app most probably because I want to listen to the people, what the people are talking about on current issues. So I will read many comments. Especially, I'll take 1 hour time to read the minds of people by sitting on social media, especially on Twitter, because there are many celebrities giving their voice, and there are common people giving responses. So see, in the present scenario, journalists, if you say the journalist, it used to be, what is the newspaper? What is the media channel yours? But in the present scenario, if you say he's a journalist, for which party you belong to? What is the name of your party? If he is a journalist, people are asking for which party they belong to. If someone starts a news media, by which party? Because they are not independents. In the present scenario, our media channels are, of course, there may be few people, that's a different, but most of the news is managed by political parties. You believe it or not, it's a fact. It is not just in India, but it is everywhere happening. The media channels are purchased by these political parties, and they are giving the news what has, because propaganda, everywhere we can see the propaganda. Because when 150 people were killed in incidents, no one bothers. But if something happens to their political party because of one person, they focus on that person. If someone kisses one person, they will show 10 days, 15 days on kissing that person, but no one bothers about the lives of 150 people. It happened recently here. So no human rights, no dignity. If you see, if we talk about the dignity, there are people, there are kings, there are people in the history who killed themselves to protect their dignity. Believe it or not. There are many kings in history to protect their self-respect. They killed themselves. They committed suicide. Even today, many youngsters committing suicides. But in the present scenario, committing suicides is different from those days. In those days, they killed themselves immediately. But in the present scenario, when people got insulted, they kill themselves gradually by consuming alcohol. You know, if you are consuming alcohol, which means you are killing yourself every day. It's a gradual suicide, but you are committing a suicide. If our reputation is damaged, if our self-worth is damaged, if our dignity is damaged, people are getting addicted to alcohol, which means their history is getting repeated, but in different way. In those days, they kill themselves instantly, but here it's not instantly, but it's gradual. But the things are the same. So if you are killing the dignity of your fellow person, which means you are killing a person. So because food is not important to a person, because a person who has self-worth, he can get food anyway. But a person who focuses alone on food, he cannot survive. So we need a huge goal. We need a self-worth. We need a self-respect. We need dignity, which comes under the category of human rights. So it is your and my responsibility to protect each and every individual's self-worth so that we are protecting human rights. Thank you, Excellencies. Thank you so much for this.
Thank you. Thank you, great Dr. Raja. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for your beautiful words, warm words, because that are not only words, you are acting in every second, and we know that. So thank you so much for that words and for being with us today here and for sharing. You know, so many people don't know, don't have a feeling for that things, you know. So I hope that that someone and all will do like you and our great Dr. Elizabeth and all here today on the platform. Thank you so much. Now, Dr. Mobo, please enlighten us with your speech.
Hello. So, good evening. Sorry to interrupt you guys. So, thank you for attending this international conference on human rights. So, from this conference, you would be able to know our rights of freedom to choose or everything about humanitarian advocates. So, from there, we would be able to learn many things about this. We would be able to practice right, everything about the law on that particular area. So with that, I welcome all the dignitaries who are participating in this momentous event. So with that, thank you for attending. And once again, good evening. This is Dr. Fred and Mobo from the Philippines.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Mobo. Now from Dr. Mobo, we are moving back to India. We have a woman, a great woman, a strong woman. I'm really excited because today, you know, I don't have words to describe this amazing personalities on the platform today. She is a professor. She's a counseling psychologist. She's a chairman, the Life Foundation, MD Vishwa Humanity United International Royal Council, Net, a web channel, international speaker, a peace ambassador. You see, all the peace and humanity ambassadors are here today. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Nada ma'am. Thank you. I'm delighted to see you once again. I'm Dr. Carlin, professor, counseling psychologist, and managing director of Vishwa Humanity United International Royal Council, chairman, the Life Foundation, and managing director of C8, the web channel. Good evening to all the dignitaries, honorable speakers who gathered here to discuss on Universal Declaration of Human Rights, and we are marking the Human Rights Day as it is December 10th. So every year we celebrate, and this you all know that it has been established in the year 1948, and still we are discussing in 2022, and how best the human rights has been utilized by every human being. As Rajarao sir said, so I heard his speech and I felt nothing was left. Every point he touched. So very delighted to see Rajarao sir, Elizabeth Lucas ma'am here. Amazing insights and inputs, which are very useful, especially for the youth to understand what is human right and what about the adoption of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights and how it is benefited to the human being.
Sandali.
So human rights, it is a right of every human being. So if we observe, is that human rights is the right is benefited for by every human being, but we notice that many parts of the world, many citizens of the nations are not utilized. They were not benefited. They were oppressed and suppressed. So these all we have to address why it was not utilized. What is the role of the government? Government trying its best level to implement all the policies, all the acts for the benefit of the human being. But unfortunately, the law, that is the nature of dominance, is ruling the world and trying its best level to suppress and oppress the people who are underprivileged and who are not beneficiary of these acts. So we notice that especially when the world is moving ahead with all what we say, with all the acts which are benefiting the human being, but unfortunately, pandemic again brought back the lives of the people, and there were many conflicts, many drawbacks, and we know very recently we noticed the Russia and the Russia war declared. So on Ukraine, then we can understand the people, especially we observe that women and girls are vulnerable in the conflict areas. They will not utilize the right of speech, right of leading the life very dignity. As Rajarao sir said, even the girls were faced many traumas during the conflict, during the war and in the conflict zones. So we need to fight for the vulnerable people. And we have noticed the financial system of the world, it is also declined. We have to see our best level that every nation prosperity will be in a very prospered, and we have to act accordingly. How best we can do, support the nation, that is very important. So human right, the right of speech, but we noticed in India, especially the journalists and the writers, authors, if they try their best level to exhibit the naked truth of the society, they will be killed. And many will be tense, the journalists and writers and authors, they're so scared to show the naked truth of the society, how badly these women and girls are vulnerable, how much they're facing the trauma. So there is no right of speech in many parts of the world, and they are much oppressed. And as said, there is that internet also is affecting the lives of the people. So this all has to be addressed wherever we find that the human rights are not observed and it is oppressed, and it is a responsibility of every citizen to work on that and see that every human being on this earth to lead their life with great dignity. Dignity of life is important. But we notice that many people are not leading their life in dignity. So only the elite people are enjoying the comforts of the life and the nation, whatever the acts provided, they are enjoying. But many of the people who are underprivileged and vulnerable not enjoying. So the dignity of human life is very important. So we have to work. The humanitarians, they need to work on that. We have to see that every individual has every right to speak and express their opinion. That is very important. Still, from 1948 to till this year, we have to stand for human rights. That is a slogan taken for this year. And 2023, they're making up many implements, many actions to be implemented for the benefit of the human kind. But say, UN and other government are trying best level to implement all the policies and acts for the benefit of the human being. But are they reaching to the vulnerable? No, they're not reaching to the vulnerable. All the benefits are not benefited by the vulnerable and the poor community. So we have to focus on that. We have to take up many awareness programs, especially the people in the remote areas, the rural areas, and the women and girls in the war conflicts areas. They were not known what are the rules, what are the policies, what are the benefits they can get. So we have to take up many awareness programs and see that every corner of the world, every corner, that is the rural part of every nation, to know the human right, what are their rights and what are the benefits, how they can be benefited. That is very important. Because of this, people are so innocent, they're not aware of, they're facing a lot of problem, and many of the people committing suicide because they're unable to live their life with dignity. Especially the poverty also playing a vital role in the lives of the people. And to lead a dignified life, it is very difficult with poverty, and they're killing themselves to give better life to their children. So as I work in slums, I notice the vulnerability of the underprivileged, and they do not even know what is their right, the girl child right. They do not know anything. They're not aware of. So we take up some awareness programs and we educate children, we educate families that these are the benefits you can get. These are the policies framed by the government, framed by the UN. You can be benefited. So how many people are doing this? That's I mean to say that we educated and humanitarian who run NGOs, who run some societies, and we need to educate the communities, and we have to teach them how best they can lead their life and how they can be benefited from the government of the from the policies of the government. That is very important. So every field we notice there is oppression, so that has to be addressed. So people need to lead their life with great dignity and enjoy all the comforts of the rights of human, and to be a human on this earth with great leading their life with the utmost respect and honor. That is important. So we notice that every field, from teaching to journalism and a cine field, every field, they are much oppressed and facing a lot of problems, and conflicts are high. And especially youth get spoiled because of the bad habits and drug addictions that has to be addressed. They need to have good education, because youth are going to shape the world, and they are helping in shaping of the nation, and the prosperity of the nation mainly lies on youth. So we notice only few, 10% of the youth only are helping in shaping of the nation, but many of the people are in the darkness, losing their life with the worst and bad habits, and becoming a kind of burden to the society. So youth need to be empowered. Many conferences has to be taken to uplift the youth and make them understand the importance of life and education, how best they can help in shaping of the nation. So thank you very much for giving this opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you, respected Dr. Caroline. Thank you. Yes, so many conferences you say need to be for our youth, and you are doing that. Our Saraja is doing that. Our great Elizabeth, we are really acting. We are not only talking. Thank you. Thank you so much. We are really honored to have you here today. And I like to say always, because you are here, always our great guests, not guests only. We are a family. We are a family. Why a family? Because we are working. We have the same tasks, and we are always together. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Now, from India, we are moving to Bangladesh. We have a great professor, MD Shariar Parvez from Bangladesh. He's an academician professor, he's a researcher, he's a development economist, award winner, social activist, inspirational, motivational conference speaker, advisor, and etc. He is a owner of the organization Independent Perception and Research Hub from the Bangladesh. Welcome, great Professor Shariat. Enlighten us today on this very important day.
Hello, dear respected Professor Nada, the chairperson of the Research Center IIU, and I give my namaskar to Dr. Piyush, my respected brother, actually inviting and give us these kinds of wonderful platform, and also Professor Inga, you are also here. So, and also in front of me, all of the respected person, Dr. Raja is here, and also Dr. Caroline is here, and our respected Dr. Lucas also speech, wonderful delivered the speech. So today, actually, the point is here that we are observing the 75 that is called Human Rights Day. And today's slogan is the dignity, freedom, and justice for all. So I think whose dignity, whose freedom, and whose justice? This is my freedom, my dignity, my justice. Because if I stand in a country, if I stand in a state, if I believe that, if I think that yes, I have my dignity, I have my freedom, and I have my justice, then it is possible to capture this day. The day is the Human Rights Day. Now the point is here, this is a research center, and here I just want to share some historical thing, that who is the actually father of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, actually the Rene Cassin. So he's the man actually who actually invented this thing, and after the World War II. And the point is here, the international bills of human rights, actually this is an informal name given to the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, along with the following of United Nations human rights treaties. Now the main point is here that the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights says that it is absolutely clear that we need to regain the universal of human rights. It is a rights for the humanity. It's a rights for the human. It's a new energy. It's a motivates young people all around the world. So he is just saying the motivates the young people all around the world who actually captured this world after us, because they are the successor. So you should, if we just aware that Dr. Caroline already said, yes, awareness is the main factor. So now come to the point that what are the the international bills of human rights. Actually they have divided their program under the two covenant, and this covenant actually divided under two parts. That is, one is called the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, and another covenant is called on Economic, Social, and Cultural Rights. So under this covenant you have different kinds of rights are there, because this is a field. If I think many of the person, even I, don't know what are the freedom, what are the rights actually exist under this Human Rights Day. So under the uh, covenant of civil and political rights, we have the freedom of discrimination. Then we have the right to inequality between man and woman. So we have the right to life. We have the freedom of torture, freedom from slavery, right to liberty, right to be humanity, freedom from the movement, and right to fill that uh, 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 trial, and freedom of association, anything, that minority rights. There are lots of rights are there. And under another treaty, under the another covenant, that is called the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, we have the right to work, we have the freedom to choice, to accept our work. We have right to justice. We have right from trade union. We have right to strike. Then we have right to social security. Different kinds of rights are there. Now the point is here, as a person of a state, how can this state actually responsible for doing this right in their state, in their country? They, in the state, they have some 3 points. That one is respect to the right, to this right. Another one is fulfill these rights, and another one is called protect these rights. If the state doing these 3 things, I think the Humanity Day slogan, that dignity, then freedom and justice, is not impossible to do in these days, because we are now in a global village in 2022. So in this era, technology being with us, so I think that good governance, if a state build up a good governance, then it is possible to capture the human rights of a country. Another point is here, that women empowerment in our country, our government always try to empower the women, because we are emphasize that if our woman is empowered, then it is automatically they contribute to our society, to our economy, then our country will be developed easily. So that is, so in every woman they has their right to capture in this country. According to our country, in Bangladesh, actually Bangladesh has won the United Nations Human Rights Council election for 2023 to 2025 term, and Bangladesh observed the 160 votes in the election held in the United Nations General Assembly on this era, and where our Bangladesh has the highest recipient of vote from the Asia Pacific group. So from Bangladesh, as a person of Bangladesh, as a I always love my country, and I think my government always try to minimize the these kinds of problem, because we are actually live within a problem. So problems are always here. So if the problems is here, then our rights is hampered. So if our government actually ensure these rights, if they respect these rights, if they protect these rights, if they actually fulfill the demands of the people, then it's easily to capture this day. And in our country, there are many kinds of NGOs and many kinds of research organization doing for the work of human rights of our people. And the most of the point already mentioned by Dr. Raja, that whose dignity, actually I have my dignity, but if I am a labor, have I a dignity? So that is the main question for these days. So I believe that each and every world, each and every society of the world must give the dignity to each and every people. Then your society will automatically enrich, and also give them the freedom to talk, freedom to work, and freedom to justice, and justice for all. If I feel any kind of problem, then my government will protect me. Then this will be a great day for us each and everywhere. I think Human Rights Day, it's not a day. I think it's not a day for a year only on 10 December. It's a day for each day, each and every morning when I woke up from my sleep, or from my bed. Actually, I just say, yes, I have my dignity, I have my freedom, and I have my rights. So thank you so much for inviting me this kind of wonderful perform. And I hope that IIU Research Center will conduct more and more this kind of thing in future. And it is my great honor for Dr. Noda for inviting me this kinds of webinar, or this kinds of observing these kinds of day. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Amazing, Professor Sharias. Thank you so much. Thank you for doing this, Your work in Bangladesh, your work in your independent research is amazing. Thank you so much. And yes,
Thank you.
we are doing so many events on this because research and science is a part of this. Without that, how can we do for our humanity? Thank you so much. Now, from Bangladesh, I see that my beautiful friend has problem with her laptop. So I don't want to lose her because in Nigeria there are so many problems. So I'm calling Ambassador Ijeoma Esther Nemamdi. Please enlighten us with your speech. And yes, only please 5 minutes because we have so many speakers today. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, dearest Professor Nada, for this opportunity. And thank you so much, IIU, for putting this event together. My greetings to my learned colleagues here with me. Good morning to each and every one of you. Good afternoon, rather, to each and every one of you.
I must say, listen, my beautiful friend, you have a special today here. You look great, great.
Thank you. Okay, let me share my screen. Can you see my screen now?
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay. Okay, I believe you can see it now.
It's coming, not yet, but yes, we see now, yes.
Okay. So I welcome each and every one of us to International Conference on Human Rights Day 2022. And the theme for today is dignity, freedom, justice for all. That's what we are looking at. So today I'll be taking this topic under two subheadings. What is human rights and what are the human rights characteristics? Human rights are standards that allow all people to live with dignity, freedom, equality, justice, and peace. Each and every one of us have a right. We have a right to dignity. We have a right to freedom. We have a right to equality, justice, and peace. The problem we have in our society today is we have millions of people that don't know their rights. We have millions of people out there who don't understand what justice is all about. We have millions of people out there who are not enlightened on their freedom. And that is why we are having this kind of event today, so that people will get to know about these things. Now, what are the human rights characteristics? The human rights characteristics are universal. What it means is it is all over the world. It is the same all over the world. It is inalienable, interconnected, indivisible, and non-discriminatory. It doesn't discriminate. It is the same everywhere. And who are the people who contributed to human rights? We have Plato, we have Aristotle, we have Thomas Hobbes, and we have John Locke. What are the sources of human rights? Sources of human rights, we have the Magna Carta in 1215. We have the English Bill of Rights, which was constituted in 1689. We also have the US Declaration of Independence, which was in 1776. We have the US Constitution and Bill of Rights. We have the Declaration of the Rights of Man and the Citizen. We also have the Emancipation Proclamation, constituted in 1863, and we have the Geneva Conventions and Red Cross. Today, I want to narrow down this topic to the girls' rights. I'm talking about the girl because I'm someone that is so passionate about the girl child and women empowerment. So I want to talk about the girl child. You know, the girl child is a victim of double discrimination. In so many countries, you find out that girls are the first victims when children's rights are violated, and they often suffer double discrimination, one for their age and the other one for their gender. They are more discriminated more than boys for being minors and female. Furthermore, this double discrimination can be triple discrimination if you add other factors such as being poor, being disabled, or even belonging to the minority group. Now, the following facts will go ahead to illustrate the differences between the girls and the boys. You find out that girls under age 5, this is based on research, girls under age 5, they are 3 times more likely to suffer malnutrition than boys under 5. Also, in developing countries, 1 in 3 girls do not finish their primary education, most often because they spend 8 times longer carrying out household tasks. Consequently, there are 96 million illiterate girls aged 15 and 24 compared to 57 million illiterate boys. Now in Nigeria, you find out that there are some families that prefer to train the boy child. There are some families that prefer to invest in the boy child more than the girl child. And this is one of the reasons why we have so many women that are not empowered. We have so many women that don't know their left from their right. We have so many women without a voice, women who can't speak up for themselves because they were not empowered right from childhood. An average Nigerian man prefers to invest in the boy child than the girl child, forgetting that both have equal rights. The women have the same rights as the men. The girl child has the same rights as the boy child. So you shouldn't discriminate. You shouldn't favor one more than the other because they are created by God. You know, they have the same rights. They are breathing the same air. There is nothing special. And we need to create this awareness so that people will know that when you train a girl child, when you empower the girl child, you are actually empowering the community. You are also empowering the future generation because mothers spend more time with their children than fathers. This is an undisputable fact. So when a woman is empowered, when a woman is enlightened, when a woman is literate, educated, and elite, she passes on whatever she has to the children, to people around her, because women are nourishers. And you know, you cannot give what you don't have. So we need to help the girl child. We need to impact the girl child, help the girl child to understand her rights, help the girl child to understand the importance of education, help the girl child to know the reasons why they need to be empowered. Already we are in a patriarchal society, a society that doesn't favor women. So when a woman is disabled, handicapped, financially dependent, you find out that she suffers more. And that is why the rights of women, the rights of the girl child, it's something that we need to enlighten every woman out there. It's something that we need to let them understand so that they will be aware of this right. Every day you find out that 25,000 girls are victims of forced marriage. You find out this, you know, a young girl, you see a young girl of about 16 years old being forced into marriage. Meanwhile, the boy child is still in school. These are some of the ways that the rights of a girl child is constantly violated. Now, The girl child has the right to life, which is not respected as much as that of the boys. Also, the girl child has the right to education. 96 million girls are currently illiterate compared to 57 million boys. This is because in some countries and regions, attending school is not considered a priority for the girl child. The parents don't want to waste money. You know, you hear something like the education of a girl ends in the kitchen. It shouldn't be so. And in some of these countries, you find out that girls are expected to spend more time doing household tasks, taking care of babies, nurturing their younger siblings instead of going to school. Also, the girl child has the right to health. Few studies on newborns differentiate between boys and girls. However, it seems that girls are born with slight biological advantage over the boys. Nevertheless, in many developing countries, this tendency is reversed because girls are more often deprived of medical care. A lot of girls don't even understand personal hygiene. They don't know how to take care of their bodies. They don't know what is happening in their body. And you find out that some of these girls, even at a young age, they are abused. They are sexually molested. And they don't even understand themselves. They don't know what to do. They don't know how to prevent this. So today we are discussing human rights. Today is International Human Rights Day. And in as much as we are taking a holistic standpoint on this issue, I want us to also talk about the girl's rights, because a lot of times we find out that the girl child, the rights of women, the rights of the girl child are being violated, especially in third world countries, in underdeveloping countries. So today I want us to also talk about it, enlighten every girl around us,
My dear
every woman
friend,
around us
my
on
dear
this topic.
friend,
Thank you so
please,
much.
please, thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much.
Thank you, great Ambassador Jalma.
Thank you.
Wonderful speech. You know, I can listen you whole day. It was really great. Thank you so
Thank
much
you so
for
much.
being with us today on this important day. So now from Nigeria, I'm going to a country called Iraq. So we have Dr. Ali Radi Abdul Hussein. He's coming from education. He's coming from the Education Directorate from the Ministry of Education from Iraq, and he has a PhD Physical Education and Sports Science. Welcome, Dr. Ali. Enlighten us.
Thank you so much, Miss. Thank you for inviting me to attend this conference between all these beautiful people, ladies and men. So thank you so much. Do you hear me?
Yes, we have you. Yes.
Oh, okay, thank you so much. I will start. Dignity, freedom, and justice. These three words have wide meaning. So I will start for all human beings are born free and equal in dignity and rights. No one become to this life as a slave or without any rights. I will give a small definition for the human rights. Human rights are moral principle or norm for certain standard of human behavior and are regular protect and municipal and international law. So I will start from this principle or from this rule. The Prophet Muhammad, peace for him, he said last time before 1,400 years, love for your brother what you love for yourself, or like for your brother what you like for yourself. This sentences have many meanings, big meaning. Where that means you don't be like selfish. You must love for your neighbor, your mother, your brother, your father, everyone surrounded you, you must give them right. Human rights are rights inherent in all human beings, and no one has right to confiscate this right just because differences in religion, ethnic origin, color, or language. There are also rights that we all enjoy just because we are human beings, and no state guarant for us. It is become with our born. These universal rights are inherent in all human beings, whatever their nationality, gender, national or ethnic color, religion, language, or other state. They are different and range from the most important, the right to life. This most important right for us, right to life, to this right to make life worth living, such as the right to food, education, work, health, and freedom. We will have right to obtain our human rights on an equal basis and without discrimination. All these rights are interdependent, mutual, reinforcing, and invisible. Therefore, you should never deprive anyone of it, provided that your freedom harms others. Here you must set limits and in accordance with due legal procedure. For example, a person's right to liberty may be restricted if court or law find him guilty of a crime. Here the wisdom that says a good person is one who keeps people safe from his hand and his tongue, meaning that he does not harm other or does not harm anyone. This law of life. As for state and their dealing with their state, other state, they must adhere to respect, which means that states should refrain from interfering with and restricting the enjoyment of human rights. The application of to protect requires state to protect an individual and groups from human rights abuses. The application of fulfill means that state must take positive action to facilitate the enjoyment of basic human rights. Miss, thank you for this invitation. Thank you so much for you and for all the recipients. Thank you so much, Miss.
Thank
This
you.
what I need. I didn't need to take more time from you to give more time.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Ali. Thank you for enlightening us. Thank you for being with us today on this important day. Now, we are moving to United States of America. We are moving to United States of America, and we have an amazing personality. We have great Dr. Anita C. Powell, MCD. Welcome, Dr. Anita. Welcome, enlighten us. We are so happy to have you here with us today.
Hi, thank you so much, and Professor Nada, thank you so much, and thank you everyone for being here. It's my pleasure and an honor. You know, human rights is a right that is believed to belong justifiably to everyone. And the philosopher theologian Thomas Aquinas, he equated human as the body and soul. And Thomas Aquinas said, we can't have full knowledge all at once. We must start by believing, then afterwards, we may be led to master the evidence of ourselves. And the Maslow hierarchy is mastery equals self-actualization. Now, to master evidence, we must first experience the right to belong. And that is a human right. We have an innate need to belong to a society, to a tribe, and to not belong, that causes a lot of physiological and psychological damage within our humanness. We have a right to belong without discrimination in our uniqueness and diversity within our culture, our nationality, creed, religion, gender, the right to equality and equity. And age, we have a right to belong and contribute as we grow older, as we mature and become more seasoned in life and receiving health care, proper health care, and things like that. We have a right to freedom, the, to be free from being enslaved by the thoughts and beliefs of others. We have a right to believe, to be able to believe what we believe and practice that belief without repercussion. We have a right to experience humane treatment while we're being incarcerated. We have a right to be free, to be authentic in self, personality, and expression. Human rights, we have the human right to experience opportunities to care for our legitimate needs by Matthew Kelly, and those legitimate needs to be treated without repercussion. Our spiritual ideology, to be free to express our resounding ritual of the spirit without being harassed, without being outcast. We have a right to care for our intellectual legitimate need, and that is the freedom of education to learn and to grow. And then also our physical needs. We have a right to move freely within our country, within and outside of our country, to experience favorable working conditions. We have a right to pursue happiness. We have a right to feel safe in our home and in our environment. These are our basic human rights. We have a right to be part of a community. So in closing, I want to say we all have a human right to have the benefit and to experience opportunities to master the evidence for ourselves. And once we become a collective consciousness where we revere and respect humans and rights, then we all will experience human rights. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, dear Dr. Anita. Thank you. Thank you so much. We are really honored to have you here with us today from far United States of America. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now, from USA, we are moving to Philippines. We are moving to Philippines, and we have an amazing personality, a young doctor, but a great doctor, Dr. John Mark Air Asia. Welcome, Dr. John, and enlighten us with your speech.
Thank you very much, Professor Nada. So first of all, I would like to, of course, express my sincere appreciation to the International Internship University, especially to, of course, none other than Professor Nada, who invited me into this event. So I am very much honored to be included in the rosters of these great people and leaders who will share their great insights and ideas about human rights. Of course, I would like also to give my appreciation to Dr. Froilan Mobo and to my former advisor, Dr. Victoria Valenzuela, who is also here. So good evening here in the Philippines. Now, today we will celebrate the International Human Rights Day in, of course, commemoration for the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which was, of course, adopted by the United Nations General Assembly way back in 1948. This year's theme is about dignity, freedom, and justice for all. So, of course, I would like to express my sincere appreciation for this celebration. And this theme is, of course, timely and at the same time quite significant because the current situation that our world has been experiencing lately, and for the past decades, movements has been movements of different organizations were on the rise to educate and raise awareness among the population regarding human rights and how does it promote a better life and living for everyone. This event is catalyzed by the previous inhumane activities of man from the past, and we learn from our previous mistakes. Therefore, it is just right to amend these faults and atone this profanity that is committed. Dignity, on the other hand, is an individual's inherited and innate characteristic, which is bestowed upon us even before we were born. However, sometimes, due to some unforeseen circumstances, our dignity is being abused and mistreated. This practice should stop since all of us were born in the same manner. No one has the right to remove or misuse one's dignity, and doing so makes that individual less of a human being. As for us, we should not let anyone intimidate our well-being, of course. We have to fight for our own survival since this is a basic instinct for us in order to live for the next day. The initiative starts within us. We should be brave to face the unknown and establish a culture of respect and camaraderie amongst us in order to attain peace and order in the whole wide world. For freedom, this is a choice. And of course, this is complementary to virtue, since virtue cannot exist without freedom for making the right and moral decision or choices. Freedom is a fundamental right that man must exercise in order to move around and do whatever things that his or her environment is pleased to see and feel. But freedom is not absolute, since there are some essential matters like family, situation, job, wealth, norms, culture, and laws, which is against certain deviances like murder, incest, burglary, and so on. This constrains your choices, or this constrains our choices. There is also the freedom of others that you need to observe and respect, which also limits our own freedom. Yet many of our fellow men do not even have the idea what is freedom and how does it feel to be free, even for just a brief moment in their lives. Freedom is limited by greed, arrogance, and other mischievous acts of man. Therefore, we need to address these human follies to promote freedom for all by sharing love, respect, and humanity. It is also common practice that justice is for those who can afford it in most part of the world. This is a reality, and justice is only served for those who can manage with money, of course. This is a type of scenario which is a bitter pill to swallow for everybody. Just like in the healthcare system, only those who can afford the healthcare system can receive medical attention. And this is not different with the justice system that we have. Justice is not free for all. And if only this can be the case in the future, where justice is delivered risk-free and swiftly for those who are victimized, abused, or mistreated, I think this world will become a more livable place for everyone, free from worries, threats, and other inhumane nuances which compromise the existence of mankind. Therefore, for all of those who are here witnessing and watching this event unfold, I pray for everyone's desire to promote and raise the bar of human rights, education, and awareness, so that those who suffer can benefit from it and experience a different and wonderful life. We only live once. At least we can make a difference. How small it may be, it will generate a domino effect for the next generation, which will serve as a model and a catalyst for future reference. And with this, I would like to thank the organizing committee for this opportunity to share my insights and in order to promote and advocate human rights education for all. Thank you very much and Godspeed to everyone. Now I rest my case. Thank you, Professor Nada.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Great. Dr. John, thank you for enlightening us. Thank you for a great speech. And really, we are praying. Thank you. Thank you so much because without a pray, without acting, without this, there's no world. There's really no world. So now, after Philippines, we will come again to the Philippines. We will come again to the Philippines because we have an amazing personality, more from doctors from Philippines. But now, I would like to call my great big brother, Ambassador Noor Ahmed from Bangladesh. I think that the name already say a lot about Brother Noor because he's the most active youth on the world. Congratulations and keep doing a great work, Brother Noor. Welcome.
Oh my God. If the introduction seems to like this, so how can I express my gratitude to you? Thank you so much, my dear honorable sister, for enlightening me, for inspiring me every single even every single day. And that's really means a lot to me. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of you, whoever joined from the different parts of the world today. And I'm really, really glad, even excited to be part of here, because I can see a lot of my known face, known sister, brother, and the leading personnel join and share their great speech regarding the today's event. Absolutely. We are considering the International Human Rights Day, and that is actually a great event by IIU, that is International Internship University Research Center. And of course, my dear sister, you are doing such a fantabulous job for humanitarian field. Apart from you have your own job, that's really a great empowering and inspiring all the women who have joined right now. So yes, let's move on. And yes, just as you know, the human rights is a vast thing. As I am focusing on one of the iconic, I'm just focusing on the youth rights. So I'm just focusing my speech only for the youth, because most of youth are not flag out their talents, abilities, skills in the frontline picture. So maybe you're asking that why and how. As I shared earlier, even I have shared all of the event that 70% of the youth in around the world live in the poor countries. They don't have the basic needs. They don't have the basic opportunities. They don't have the all their at least basic rights. So if these are happening, and you know the youth age is increasing drastically day by day, so how can we actually ensure the youth for the freedom, for the dignity, even for the justice? You know, as I have so much information regarding the youth, actually, their lack of opportunities, they have lack of basic needs, they are indirectly and directly actually involved in violence. They are doing some minor crime. Even you can even understand, even you can been witness, there's most of the African, even some developed country youth actually doing some suicidal attempt, even they're doing something negative. Even the political violence, actually they use the youth for the field work in the violation. So most of the sector, if I consider that youth are misused and not used properly for their own justice. The honorable, maybe you are also thinking about that, if youth are engaging, so how can we do that? So yes, of course, if you consider them for the justice purpose, when youth are actually in prison, they are actually not getting perfect justice for in the time of prison, because during their life they have to have the great opportunity. They have to have the way that they can actually do something for their future, for their community, for the world. If they actually committed a minor crime or crime, we can see the justice is actually very in different world, but justice are not properly utilized. They actually in prison. They actually in prison for the several way, and for that prison, their development stage jeopardize their pro-social community. Every single thing that actually you can see that happen and affected. So what we have to do right now, all the youth, whoever listening from different parts of the world, and whoever will listen later on, and who is the guardian of the youth, please, my request to all of you, for ensuring the youth's right, youth freedom, you have to have actually inspire your children, your youth in your community to improvise their talent and skills
in their community development. Trust me, most of my colleagues, most of my friends actually throw a number of questions towards me. You are doing a job, you are youth, you are not that much work in field. So by sharing your words, by raising your voice, is it enough to fulfill the human rights? Yeah, this is happening for the every single speaker, in the world. I love their question, I love their concern. Of course, by sharing the words towards the people, this is also a humanitarian work. Humanitarian work is not all about giving some food assistance in the field, is not giving the food assistance or give some aids for their basic needs. It's all about whatever you have for the humanitarian purpose you have shared. It can be your smile can be the someone faith. You're standing, if you stand for the underprivileged people, stand beside them, they will feel definitely strong. If you are working, who are not getting the basic need, who are not having the knowledge that how can they get that, they also can get the courage that if you are available there. And I do believe if we actually utilize the youth in the global platform, I do believe the total policies implementation will definitely be fulfilled. Because of what? All of senior citizen, all of the eminent personnel actually can develop the policy. For the implementation purpose, you have to use the youth in the ground field. Otherwise, the resource person won't be at the work, won't be that much fruitful in reality. The Honorable, I'm just focusing on all the guardian, whoever listening me, please enlighten your youth, some societal activities, try to engage them in societal activities so that they can have the great knowledge, their human rights, humanities, apart from their study, because study definitely a part of life, but yeah, apart from that, they have to have this kind of courage, knowledge, and some footprint in the humanitarian field. Even I like to address that if you are not able to attach with the social non-profit organization or any kinds of social platform, try to raise your voice and share the social medias. That would be another footprint for the humanity. All the youth, whatever you have received the freedom or not, you have shared the dignity or not, try to raise your voice against, if it is law used against you, if any action against you, if you are actually going to the your work with the correct law, please share all of the things in the social media by your own words, own feelings, own thought. I do believe that these steps can be worked as a humanitarian activities, because humanitarian activities is all about your dedication, your effort, apart from your own need. So yes, dear Honorable, as I know the 5 minutes is actually for each speaker, I'm not getting so much as a number of speakers ahead. Thank you so much. And yes, dear Honorable, and dear all the people who have joined from the different parts of the world, human rights is not a day to raise a voice. Human rights is every single moment. And we do believe if we change by ourselves, we can change our world. Thank you so much for being with us. Thank you so much for hearing with me, patient.
Thank you. Thank you so much, dear brother Noor. Thank you. Thank you for your warm words. Thank you for doing all the things for the humanity. We are watching you not only in Bangladesh, in your country, but all over the world. So we are really happy that the youth have a leader like you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now, from Bangladesh, we are coming back to Philippines. We are coming back to the Philippines, and we have Dr. Victoria Valenzuela. She's coming from the Philippines Great University from Bulacan State, the University College of Social Science and Philosophy. She is here. She's a research management office and head community affairs. She's a part of IHMR, but she is my friend and she's an amazing doctor, an amazing researcher and working a lot. Welcome, Dr. Victoria.
Yes, Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you, Prof. Nada, for this opportunity. And I am humbled and honored to be part of this international conference on human rights with the theme of dignity, freedom, and justice for all, where dignity is actually means peace and serenity. Without peace, there is no dignity. And actually, we should have a stable government providing us security. Peace is the main necessity of for our dignified life. Where the freedom here is the power or right to act. Freedom and rights are important to us by emphasizing the importance of women's and children's freedom and rights. And actually, we have also the justice here, giving its person what he or she deserves with fairness. Our efforts to achieve a just, sustainable future must recognize the rights, dignity, freedom, and capabilities of the whole world's population and acknowledge gender equity, because gender equity is also part of these human rights. To be effective, policy actions for sustainability must redress the disproportionate impact on women and girls of economic, social, and environmental shocks and changes. Women's knowledge, agency, and collective actions that the potential to improve resource productivity, to enhance ecosystem conservation and sustainable use of natural resources, and to create more sustainable, low-carbon food, energy, water, and health systems. We need to have this a call to action. And these are part of call for action to act in a manner that exhibits respect, dignity, and compassion. According to Dr. Robert Maynard, human rights rest on the human and the dignity of man is an ideal worth figuring for and worth dying for, like national heroes. So they are worth fighting for. And also, we need to build a peaceful, sustainable, and just world by transforming the planet into a more sustainable and better place for people and for the environment itself. Also, we have actions that are obligatory, which means that to act in a manner that exhibits dignity and compassion, wherein we could also have in accordance to the relevant moral values and norms, to act in a manner that promotes good and avoids harm, and to willingly explains one's actions to relevant people and stakeholders. We have also to act with diligence, enthusiasm, and perseverance, to be consistent, predictable, and trustworthy, to act in accordance with and rules. As we commence the areas to be here in the areas of peace and security, identity, freedom and rights, shelter, food, and other basic needs. That's why we have these takeaways in doing all of this. We need to have to access their basic needs, such as food, water, prosperity and wealth, self-reliance and self-sufficiency, protection of their lives, homes and families, peace and safety and security, as well as we have these takeaways wherein we have the challenges on freedom and rights, mutual respect and compassion, education, safety, and identity. All we need to be part of the SDGs 1 to 17, especially 16. So happy 75th anniversary for this Universal Declaration of Human Rights to everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, great Dr. Victoria. Thank you for your great speech. Thank you for enlightening us. Thank you for telling us what you are doing and what people need and what we need to do for the humanity. Thank you. Thank you so much. I would like also to say a little more on the Philippines. Dr. Myla had problems with the network because it was raining also, like in my country. So I'm calling a great doctor, great science, great researcher, great lady by the first and humanity, Dr. Myla M. Archinas. She's an associate professor on the De La Salle University, also a part of international human rights movement. Welcome, Dr. Myla.
Hello. Hi, good day, everyone. Good day, Dr. Nada. Am I clear?
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh, okay. Okay, let me share my screen first. Okay, can you see my screen? Can you see my screen, Dr. Nada?
Dr.
Yeah, it is screen
Myla,
is visible.
Am I visible?
Dr. Myla, I don't see the screen here on my laptop.
But
Maybe
in our laptop, sister, screen is
yes.
visible.
Yes, I see now. Yes, yes, yes. Great. Yes.
Okay. Okay, so good day, everyone. Okay, so to begin with, okay, let me express my appreciation. Okay, to the organizers. Okay, of course, we have the IIU. Thank you very much for organizing Nada IIU Research Center Philippines Human Rights Day, this 10th of December. The 75th anniversary. Thank you very much.
I think that we lost Dr. Myla. Dr. Myla had problems with the internet.
Oh, okay, uh,
Dr. Myla? Dr. Myla? Dr. Myla? Dr. Myla?
me?
Dr. Myla, we think we don't hear you. Problems.
Okay, you can't hear me.
Now,
Can you see my
now,
screen?
yes, 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 now, yes. Dr. Myla.
Oh,
Dr.
okay.
Myla, what do you think about that? I know you make a great presentation, I'm sure, and we can put it somewhere, but I think that it is a problem. Maybe you're sharing this problem.
Okay.
Dr. Myla. Okay, Dr. Myla, we will come back to you again. Dr. Myla, don't worry. Dr. Myla, we lost her. We lost Dr. Myla. Dr. Priya Ratna Mahajan, he joined us. He's coming.
Yes, Nada. I just came in and there's some internet
Can you
issues.
can you
Can you
open
hear me?
your camera? Yes, I hear you. Can you open your camera?
Yes, maybe if my open my camera, maybe the reception may be not good. I will try.
Okay.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Hello.
yes, we see you. Welcome. I need to say for Dr. Priya, one of the most active persons in the United Nations. So I didn't want to miss him, to have him here on this amazing IIU stage. Welcome, Dr. Priya.
Thank you very much, Nada, for inviting me and from the beginning, giving this wonderful platform. And I can see you. So you have been moderating this program. Very wonderful. You look more very beautiful today. So warm greetings from Kathmandu, Nepal. So I'm also IIU, the country director for Nepal, and we have been discussing with this IIU the future activities, and also we met with the member from ERMI from Romania just a few days before. And we had a board of directors meeting of IIU in Nepal, and also the
Great.
president of IIU.
Great.
Yes, so I'm very happy here we gather here from around the world, eminent speakers from around the world, the commemorating of the 75th anniversary of the UDHR, and also Human Rights Day, where we are celebrating around the world. And talking about human rights, that every country is having these issues that human rights violating from different aspect or different sector. And the more we need is the common value and the ethics, and also the understanding of respecting each other as a human. Yeah, once we have that respecting the knowledge and respecting each other, then that human rights violation can be reduced and minimized. Of course, from around the world, and we have been celebrating and meeting and different events, and the conferences and meetings has been carry on. If I talk about in Nepal, just 2 days before, we had a campaign of Human Rights Day. It's called 16 Days Gender-Based Violence. So all the NGO, INGO based in Nepal, and even government, human rights commissions, and all the sector from Nepal Women Commission has been we've been gathered, and we have like 16 days. The campaign is going on. So I'm also International Youth Society, which has been the ECOSOC status of the UN, and associate affiliation with the United Nations, UNICEF, and we have been carry out being partnership with having this the events on the human rights. And this morning we had a peace rally of the human rights commemorating the celebrating Human Rights Day. The we had the rally morning, which was carried out in the Central Park of Nepal, so that to make that the people and the media and they have been promoting, and never have been before. We have been very much successful. The celebration of human rights commemorating the 75 years anniversary of UDHR. And Vice President of the Nepal was the chief guest of the Human Rights Day. with the dignity, freedom for all, and as the theme. And government of Nepal has been supporting, and all the non-government organization, international INGOs, all aspect of the Nepal has been supporting, and even amazingly, the youth generation also come forward, especially, and where the more awareness and respecting the women, especially, has been it's been carried out so that the more less violences, how we can minimize, reduce the human rights and the gender-based violences can be issues. So every aspect in our society, in the world now been the more knowledgeable of this, and so I'm very happy that IIU also with these occasions coming forward, gathering all the eminent speakers, also the audience from around the world has been listening to this, and hope that we will carry on this event based on annually. We gather together, and at the same time, hopefully we can also physically can meet each other in coming days, coming months, so that we can not only celebrating, not only just discussing in the room, but also to carry out the worldwide campaign of these human rights, so that human rights violation won't be happening in Asia, Africa, Europe, or North America, or South America, wherever, or even the China or the Russia. So we have to make a more campaign, mobilize a young generation. So as the International Youth Society, it's been having a global platform of 129 countries around the world. We are empowering young people. So I want to send this message that young people are the people for the future. They are the people who are carrying out all these kind of issues of SDGs and human rights. Hope that young people will carry this message and also carry on this campaign, and will be support for us, our campaign. And thank you very much, Anara. You are
Thank you.
working very hard and giving me this opportunity to speak. And I was fortunate to come back here to speak you. Thank you very much.
Yes,
And warm
but
greetings from
yes,
Nepal.
but Professor Nada was waiting you in Croatia. You missed me in Croatia. So I will not forget you that. And next time, please, in the middle of the trip journey from USA to Nepal, my country is in the middle. So please stop. Thank you. Thank you so much for your great work.
Yes, I will be visiting.
Well,
Will visit to Croatia very much, and
yes.
also congratulations for you have been. Yesterday you won the match against the Brazil. Now Croatia become more popular.
Yes. No,
Okay.
listen,
Yes. Yes.
Brazil appreciate all Brazil people. My Dr. Sovic is my friend, but he is for Brazil. Dr. Sovic, we won, Croatia won. So yes, we are a small country, but we have a heart. We are
Yeah.
so, not because I'm from Croatia. We are really great people, strengthening, fighting. You see me for humanity, for all, for science, for education. So that is, I'm an example of Croatia. Thank you. Thank you
Thank you.
so
Thank you.
much,
Thank you.
dear Dr. Pia. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
IIU Network. Thank you for the United Nations, and thank you for that all. Now we are going to my Dr. Souvik Ganguly, a great researcher, science educator, professor from India. Dr. Souvik, welcome.
Yeah, good evening, ma'am. Good evening once again to this platform of IIU, where you are
And I will
celebrating.
never forget you are for Brazil. Never forget you.
Yeah, sure. That's a part of the game. And we have to have that sporting spirit in us to discuss these sort of matters. This is nothing but sports, same day, same time, definitely. So we are likely to share a few ideas about human dignity today, the rights and the common good. So I'll basically talk about some basic definitions, some formal definitions, and some violations. What kind of violations are there? Mainly, I'll highlight four of the commonly used violations in order to define that will violate our human dignity or respect. So as we may find over here that what is dignity all about. So respect for people, self-respect, of course, and there are several things that linger along with virtue, honor, these type of things are there. So let us first of all talk about what is self-dignity or human dignity is all about. So it's a way of appearing or behaving that suggests some seriousness or self-control, some what you should be worthy of your honor, you should be worthy of some respect, and it is what your dignity is separating you from the animals. So this is how we talk about. So the quality or the state of being worthy or being honored, being esteemed is what we talk about human dignity. So why it's important? Why do we think that it's important to have dignity or human dignity, and why we are moving on for certain laws, some ethics, some related concepts. So everyone is entitled to have equal legal protection. So this is first and foremost, that everyone should be getting some legal protection, be it from the government, be it from the country, or something of that sort. So every person is never to be treated as a means, but as an end. So these concepts are there to value human dignity, or why it is important to understand, to give respect to the people, to be rational in the thought process, and helpful for it. Now, I'll discuss a few things which we talk about against violations or humiliations, or what kind of degradation you may expect, or some sort of violations that may occur against human dignity or self-dignity. So first and foremost, I'll pick up only 4 points because there are so many and so many speakers, so many dignified persons are waiting at the end. So for them to allow for them to speak for 5 or 7 minutes. So humiliation is it's referring to an act to diminish somewhat of an individual, and of course we should not hurt anybody's self-worth or self-esteem. So this is one point that we talk about in the major violation in human dignity. Apart from that, we may have some degrade some value of human beings, or diminishing the importance of human beings, or selling oneself to slavery. So these sort of things should not happen for our professional as well as our personal life as well. So degradation is another important aspect where you may expect you feel yourself low, you feel yourself selling yourself to slavery, or you are feeling that your importance as a human being is being degraded at your workplace or in your personal life as well. Apart from that, we can talk about dehumanization. So when a person or a group of characteristics or they are we are describing or treating people as animals. So this don't persist as of now, but still we should not we should treat human beings as human beings and not as animals, and no one is a slave these days of ours. So this is another way by virtue of which there are a few non-teaching staff in our institute as well. So we should also talk to them. We should also give respect to them. We should also should not humiliate them, or should not dehumanize them, or engage them or treat them as animals. So this is another important aspect that we would like to mention. Objectification is the last one, which we refer to treating a person as an instrument or a means to achieve some other goal. So of course, we should not exploit and we should not use a person as a means to achieve some goal. So definitely, these are some of the aspects which I thought that I should share with you people and share with the participants who are online regarding the violations of human rights. So with this, I'll end up. Once again, thanks, Nada ma'am, and thank you for giving me an opportunity to speak before such eminent speakers as well.
Thank you. Thank you, great Dr. Selvig. Thank you, great Dr. Selvig Ganguly, for doing this great work for humanity, for education, for all you are doing. We are really honored to have you, and I'm really I'm thanking you because I really like to work with you. Our corporation and all works organizing conferences and in the research part and everything. You are a great person. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nada ma'am. Once again, I'll sign off today because we have some other activities. So I'll sign off today.
No problem. Now we have our great Dr. Myla. She's trying to join network issues. So many problems today we have because everywhere is raining. In the meantime, I would call Professor Charles Boria, our IAU head of Africa. Professor Charles, give us your 5 minutes, please. Welcome.
Hello, my able sister. You are quite amazing, and I thank God for you.
And we don't see you. We want to see you.
Yes, I bless the name of our Lord for your greatness, and God will continue to empower you and endow you. Today is a unique day. It's a special day. Good morning, every one of us. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. I, Professor Charles Eworia, feel honored to be here today and talk about Human Rights Day. Thank you, IIU, for the great and noble occasion like this. In the implementation of sustainable peace and development, global relation, reconciliation, and cooperation should be strengthened and work towards a common goal. There is no alternative to establishing justice and peace by ending the violation of democracy and human rights, conflict, and war. When human rights, with emphasis to dignity, freedom, and justice is uplifted, there will be peace, love, unity globally on the land. Today, we are celebrating 75th anniversary of Universal Declaration of Human Rights. We are very fortunate to have a home, a roof over our heads, food, and are able to go our various places of work, businesses, schools safely. They are basic human rights, and everybody is deserving of this. Thank God we have the right to life, the right to a fair trial, freedom from torture and other cruel, inhuman treatments, freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and the right to health, education, and an adequate standard of living. These are rights we have simply because we exist as human beings. They are not granted by any states. These universal rights are inherent to us all, regardless of nationality, sex, national or ethics, religion, color, language, or any other status. The declaration was adopted by the UN General Assembly in Paris on 10th December 1948. This right was fought and championed by Mahatma Gandhi, Martin Luther King Jr., Cesar Chavez, the Youth for Human Rights. Human rights was created or introduced to entrench the human rights outlined in the European Convention on Human Rights in domestic UK law, allowing a person to take legislation, legal action through the UK's justice system if their human rights are violated by a public authority. Thank God for great IIU for giving us the opportunity to showcase ourselves and talk about this on this great occasion. Happy Human Rights, Able Excellency. Stay safe and blessed always. We must always uplift our dignity, freedom, and justice. The inherent dignity and equal and inalienable rights are together said to be the foundation of freedom, justice, and peace. Human rights and human dignity seem to be on an equal plane, and just seems to be subordinate or derivative from in the sense of founded on this and them. As we know, human rights are an important means of protection for us all, especially those who may face abuse, injustice, humiliation, neglect, and isolation. Let us always uphold and protect it. Kudos once again to IIU, the world first virtual international internship university, who is the change, brings the change and the revolution in the education, who has given us this platform to air our view. Thank you, and our energetic founder, advocate, Sir Pius Pandit, and our great trustee, Ushina La Ma, and the great executive of and family of IIU team. I bless the name of our Lord Jesus Christ for every one of us present here. And I know as we have listened to this, there will be transformation in the land so that peace, love, and unity will be full. Thank you very much. May God bless us all.
Thank you. Thank you, dear and respected Professor Charles. Thank you. A big, big clap for our great head of Africa and our new Vice Chancellor. Bravo. Bravo, Professor Charles. We are honored to have you. And yes, like our great Dr. Elizabeth said at the beginning, yes, we can. Yes, I can. And yes, we need to do this day today. Amazing. So many personalities, so many great leaders, so many persons who are working for the humanitarian on each day on everyday basics. So many, no words, so many people today is taking her or his name and promoting him or herself for humanity. No actions. IAU, our Sir Piyush Pandit is working every day. All members of IAU are working on this. You see from this morning, Dr. Queen, Sir Raja, our great Dr. Caroline, Dr. Anita, Dr. Pia, uh, Dr. Victoria, all our amazing guests today. Brother Noor for youth. I can say, a smile on his face for humanity. Our great Dr. Victoria from the Philippines. Our great Dr. Myla, who has problems with internet, but Dr. Myla, we know your message because your heart is so big. Dr. Anita from USA, Dr. Anita, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Our great Dr. Ali Radki from Iraq. You know, today we gave such a many messages. Dr. Sovik from India, so many messages from this stage. I hope it comes to you. It comes to your heart. It comes to your soul. Because you know, I will repeat again, so many people are talking about it. So many people are promoting themselves. No works, no actions. Be, be an active part and member of this society, of this world. I will repeat again. I'm from Croatia. I'm working in my country each day. I'm working here in IIU. I'm working globally. My actions are visible. My actions are visible and will be. And if you ask for help, if you ask for help, you know we are helping the humanity, Africa, Asia, all parts. But you know, you will never get help if you don't deserve that. So I want to say thanks to our great Sir Piyush Pandit, a person behind the success of today's event. Thank you. Thank you from the bottom of our heart. My great sister Inga, who was supporting here today, she was with us full time. She also has a message. Inga, please give your message.
Oh, thank you so much, my dear sister. Wow, welcome everybody. Thank you very much for this invitation. Today is a very important day and also an important conference, of course. Thank you very much to all the amazing guests for the great speech. Also, thank you very much to the organizers, my dear sister, Professor Nada Ratkovic, and Mr. Mobo, and of course, IIU. Okay, March 8th, International Women's Day, has been a date of struggle for women's equality for years. In society, women and girls are in an unequal position. Gender-based violence often occurs. Women's works in undervalued, and the role of women is degraded. In recent years, Georgia has implemented various measures to prevent and suppress violence against women and domestic violence. But the issue of gender equality is still a problem and needs to be worked on by the state in many aspects. Women and girls often experience serious forms of violence such as domestic violence, sexual violence, femicide, forced marriage, and others. My dear friends, femicide is the killing of a woman for reasons related to the woman's gender. Femicide crime is increasing. This is a very, very sad fact. Means that we must take preventive measures. According to the data of 9 months of 2019, women were killed in Georgia also, and 20 women were attempted to be killed. Many countries also have some problem. Is very sad. Domestic violence. Oh my God, this is also very important. We see the world evolving. However, we face many problems. One of the most important problems nowadays is domestic violence. It is existent in any countries of the world, as well as in Georgia, and covers all layers of society. Domestic violence is a kind of violence which is committed against a family member, a physical violence, psychological violence, and so on. If we look at Georgian reality, the cases of domestic violence are especially for equity. There are more and more cases when a woman is oppressed. Her rights are regulated and violated. Violence against women has extremely serious consequences, not only for the physical or emotional health of women victims, but also for their direct impact on children, the family, and society as a whole. Domestic violence seems to be a taboo subject, in our society, and they avoid talking about in public. One part of the society perceives this issue acutely, while others do not take it seriously. This is to the view that family problems should be solved only in the family and should not go out of it. Such a society is the reason why women suffer psychological, physical, or sexual violence from men. In order to eliminate the problem, it is necessary to raise the level of awareness about the issue so the people understand the essence of the problem. Disclosure of the facts of the violence should not be the subject of ridicule and judgment, but every citizen should think seriously and understand that there is a problem in society and the victim of this issue may become healthy in the nearest future. It is necessary to conduct trainings on violence, provide accurate information, organize a relevant event by non-governmental organization hold rails, show advertisements and relevant programs on TV or internet media, so the Georgian society realizes once and for all that any kind of gender-based violence in the family or in the society is considered a crime. There should also be a temporary shelter to help victims and provide psychological or legal assistance. I have created various activities and projects also related to this issue to raise awareness. As a teacher, I think we should start from the local point to eliminate the problem, move to the globally one. By standing together, we can change the life of our women for the particular better. Thank you so much and congratulations to everyone on this successful and important conference. Thank you again and again to the organizers team. My dear sister, Nada, proud of you, keep up an amazing job. All outstanding speakers, participants. It was a day of sharing knowledge and discuss also a problem, Yes, I believe that we will all do many good things together. Yes, we can do. Thank you. This is really, really wonderful day today. Congratulations all.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we
Dr.
can.
Anita, Dr. Ingat, Dr. Charles, and Dr. Ali, and also Dr. Nada.
Yes, of course, we can.
Yes, we can.
Very much. It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Thank you so much for all. Thank you so much.
Thank you. God bless you all.
God bless you too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
God
you,
bless you.
everyone.
Bye.
It's a pleasure. Yeah, thank you.
Bye-bye.
God bless you all. Thank you.
I hope to meet again. Thank you so much.
Exactly. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and congratulations
Right.
again.
Yeah.
I think they are not the host. Okay, congratulations and best wishes to all of you. Thank
Thanks.
you. Best
Thank
wishes.
you.
God
Thank
bless
you.
all.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you
Bye.
again next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye. Love you.
Yeah.